Modern dating isn't dying, it's collapsing, and it's happening quietly, right in front of us. Ask almost anyone, man or woman, if dating today feels harder than it used to, and you'll hear the same answer, absolutely. But why? We have more options than ever, more apps, more freedom, and yet somehow we've never been this disconnected. The truth is, we're mistaking access for connection. We scroll through faces like products, swipe endlessly believing the next one will finally be the one. But the more we search, the emptier it feels. Dating apps in America have turned people into profiles, not personalities. We've created an illusion of abundance that breeds dissatisfaction. When you can swipe endlessly, nobody feels special, and when nobody feels special, everyone becomes replaceable. What used to be personal is now transactional. We've gamified attraction and turned relationships into rounds of validation. And while everyone's busy playing, very few are actually connecting. That's the quiet collapse. Not because people stopped wanting love, but because we stopped knowing how to value it. The collapse isn't just emotional, it's cultural. In America, we've built a generation that doesn't quite know what masculinity or femininity mean anymore. Men are told to be strong but not too strong, to lead, but not in a way that offends, to be confident but never controlling. And women are told they don't need men at all, that independence is the only currency of worth. So now you have two people approaching each other with fear instead of polarity. Men afraid to lead, women afraid to need. It's a social experiment that promised equality, but accidentally removed complementarity. And when that energy between masculine and feminine disappears, attraction collapses with it. The irony is, women still crave protection and emotional leadership, and men still crave appreciation and respect. Those instincts didn't vanish. They were just buried under layers of confusion and slogans that sound empowering but often isolate us further. Respect is oxygen for a man. Connection is oxygen for a woman. Take either away and both suffocate silently. The American dating scene today is also driven by economics. Love has turned into negotiation. People ask, "What do you bring to the table?" As if relationships are business partnerships. We evaluate worth by income, status, followers, and looks. All temporary currencies that buy short-term excitement but never security. Many men now feel disposable. Many women feel perpetually undervalued. And beneath it all sits an unspoken anxiety. Everyone's afraid of being replaced. When survival gets harder, people date strategically, not romantically. It's not about compatibility anymore, it's about leverage. But strategy kills intimacy. You can't truly fall in love if you're calculating ROI. You can't be vulnerable when you're afraid of losing the upper hand. That's why so many people today confuse attraction with attention. And attention is the cheapest thing on the internet. Social media made it worse. It blurred fantasy and reality until most people can't tell them apart. We compare real lives to highlight reels and call it dating. We chase the validation hit, not the human behind the screen. Everyone's performing. The men pretend they don't care. The women pretend they have endless options. But both log off feeling lonelier than ever. The tragedy is that genuine effort now feels rare, even suspicious. Kindness is mistaken for weakness. Vulnerability is seen as desperation. So everyone builds thicker emotional walls while complaining they can't meet anyone real. It's not a dating crisis, it's a connection famine. And yet, underneath the noise, there's still a deep hunger for authenticity. Most men I speak to don't want control. They want clarity. They want to feel like their masculinity still means something, that being decisive, dependable, and disciplined is still valued. But modern culture rarely celebrates that anymore. Men are told to apologize for traits that once held families and communities together. The result is a quiet resentment, a generation of men uncertain whether to lead or step aside. And many women, despite their success, quietly wish for masculine direction again. Someone steady enough to lean on, not compete with. They just can't say it out loud without being judged by their own peers. So both genders end up pretending. Pretending they're fine, pretending they don't care, pretending they don't miss something sacred that's been lost in translation. And that translation problem is the core of it all. Men communicate logic. Women communicate emotion. In the middle of that difference, meaning gets lost. What he sees as honesty, she may see as harshness. What she sees as vulnerability, he may see as drama. The two languages used to complement each other. Now they clash. And when words fail, resentment grows. That resentment turns into generalization. Men start saying, all women are the same. Women start saying, men aren't worth it. And before long, nobody's listening. We're fighting ghosts of our own disappointments instead of understanding the person in front of us. The cost of this confusion is visible everywhere. Declining marriage rates, rising loneliness, and millions of people numbing themselves with distractions that never last. We've replaced long conversations with late-night texts, replaced presence with scrolling, replaced romance with convenience. And convenience always kills meaning. Because the truth is, love was never meant to be efficient. It was meant to be earned. It takes risk, effort, and patience. Three things modern culture no longer rewards. We live in a society addicted to shortcuts, and love simply doesn't have one. That's why the longer you stay in the modern dating system, the less human it feels. You start filtering people by algorithms, not empathy. You stop asking, who are they? And start asking, what can they give me? And when that mindset becomes normal, connection becomes impossible. But here's the hopeful part. The system may be collapsing, but individuals still have power. You can choose to step outside the chaos. You can choose intentionality. Men, rebuild your frame, not by dominating, but by directing. Rediscover purpose, integrity, and discipline. Women, reconnect with grace and discernment. Not submission, but emotional intelligence that inspires trust. Both sides need each other more than ever, but pride and pain keep us apart. If we strip away the noise, we'll realize something simple. Men still want to protect, women still want to be cherished, and everyone just wants to be seen. That hasn't changed, only the packaging has. The real reason modern dating is collapsing in America isn't technology or feminism or masculinity alone. It's disconnection from values, from self, from empathy. We forgot that love is built, not found. We forgot that attention isn't affection, and validation isn't intimacy. We forgot that freedom without responsibility always ends in chaos. The good news? It's not too late to rebuild. It starts with one simple shift. Stop blaming, start understanding. Ask better questions, listen longer, speak less from ego, more from empathy. Because at the end of the day, no algorithm can replace the human heart. It just needs to be decoded again. This is Men Decoded, where we don't cancel truth, we decode it. If you've made it this far, I want to hear from you. What do you think is the biggest reason dating feels broken today? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Agree, disagree, debate? Just keep it respectful. The goal isn't to divide men and women, but to rebuild the bridge between them. Because if we can understand each other again, maybe we can finally stop swiping and start connecting.